Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome to another episode of Life is Feudal Forest Village. Okay, good. I panicked for a second when I saw this and I was like, oh, is it finished? And I've now screwed my population because I still haven't deconstructed. Oh god, everything's catching on fire. It's kind of a little strange to see as... Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you guys are cold right now? Don't worry, you're going to be warm real soon. It's a little strange to see these on fire in the winter. I don't know, do homes burn in the winter sometimes? Okay, we got some issues here. Wait, this is... Oh, right, they were raiders. That's why. Oh, they landed, like, right freaking here. Wow, okay. Hey, D-bags, you wanna... You wanna go? One... No, you're dead. Two... Where are the others? There can't just be two, right? We know there's more. Follow the fires, murder the raiders. Are you a raider? No, you're one of mine. Your hat looks really dumb in the snow, though. 3. There's always 4 or 5, right? I'm maybe just going to assume that there's only 3. Until I see another fire, I sort of feel like I could look around for... I've got like almost 300 people now. It's going to be real tough for me to pick out the one raider. Yeah, let's just let it roll. Okay, well that's my bad. I actually saw that before I ended the last episode. It's just hard to catch. Or hard to remember when you start up a new recording session. You should not be hungry. Okay. These fires are not so bad to put. I thought it was just spreading. I was like, how'd it spread over here? That's so weird. Yeah, well, that's how. Okay, you guys... No. What do you mean you're sick? No, scurvy. That's fine. You can go get healed. That's not communicable, I don't think, so we're alright. Okay, that one's being built. That one is actually almost built, and I think that's an upgrade. I think they're both upgrades, actually. So that's... How? This is not... You are lying. There is so much food available. Okay, they're fine now, it just took a minute. I guess they're just a little bit far from... Okay. They're a little bit far from storage, so they're having trouble. That's okay. We can actually think about moving it, potentially, if we wanted to. We don't have to, but we have that option available to us if we so desire. I really wish you'd go get treatment for scurvy. And I kind of feel like you shouldn't have any kind of issue here. Yeah, whatever. I don't even... Look, no one should be starving, and it's kind of BS that they are, so I'm just gonna let that go. Don't worry about it. I wonder if I just want to build... Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. I was gonna say, I wonder if I just want to put stairs everywhere, but I don't think that's what I want. We can think about it, but that's not what we're here for. So I think... 2 and then that one goes, and then I can expand and maybe get 1 here, and then that gets another 2 out. Are we... Did the game freeze, or... Yeah, the game just crashed. Okay. Sorry about this. Put up the overlay real quick. I don't even know, it's not letting me... I have to Control-Alt-Delete. I really hope this crash issue isn't back. It was gone for a little bit, now it seems to have returned, and I couldn't tell you why. Close the game. Alright, you're going to get a black screen for a second here. Nothing I can do about it because I can't Alt-Tab once I launch the game. Because this game is not very well made in some respects, as you can see potentially from the crash, but we'll see. So hopefully... Oh, it didn't autosave, so there's a reasonably good chance that autosaving just crashes the game again, and there's kind of nothing I can do about that. Based on what I saw, I thought upgrading my graphics, or updating my graphics driver fixed it, but apparently not. So that's great. real thrilled about that, let me tell you. Hopefully I'm wrong. Okay, well, now that, you know, we're here, why don't you deal with this raider issue before it becomes a problem? I wonder where they are. Oh, there they are. There's 4 of them, so I missed one. Or the villagers just killed one on their own, maybe. That was a headshot. That was a fantastic headshot. And that was kind of like an arm shot. Alright, we're clear of raiders, so that helps somewhat. Maybe people won't starve now. Maybe they probably will anyway, somehow. It seems like there's some minor issues going on here, but I think those are just going to get mitigated normally. But the second there's an issue, it may cause issues, so... Or it may cause further problems. Like, if any of these ever catch on fire and it spreads at all, I think we may have a problem. Hard to say for certain, but that's the feeling I get based on what we're seeing here. You guys out of hide again? This is a lie. You are not out of hide. Do not lie to me. Alright, we were trying to trade for eggs and those are trash. I forgot. Oh, hello. Yeah, no, don't do that. Why did 12 people immediately move in? How is that a thing? I get none of the other houses. Oh, are we really full in like a lot of our houses? Hold up. What? How do we have so few vacancies? This doesn't make any sense. We literally just... I mean, it makes sense after demolishing the house, but people are getting kicked out while there's vacancies. Yeah, it's... Okay. No actual vacancy, no actual okay. Just the same instantaneous pregnancy issue that we always see. So be it. Alright. So here's the thing. The crash is definitely associated with the autosaving function, so I am going to maybe save and then see... I don't know, maybe saving it... No, I don't think... Okay, so what I was going to say is maybe if the first save after loading the game up is an autosave, and it may not be loading the game up, it may be between reboots or something. I don't know how this would even work, but I don't understand how saving works necessarily anyway. I'm assuming it writes a file and whatever. That's whatever. People are dying of hypothermia and I don't care. You guys are fine. Get in your new house. No one got instantaneously pregnant. You guys are fine. Go home. Plague. Okay, you better go heal. You know that, right? Being treated. Good. Alright, so I was thinking maybe if the autosave occurs and it's the first save since you rebooted or since you've loaded up the game, maybe that leads to the game crashing because it doesn't know what to do with there's something that isn't initiated correctly with the autosave routine or function or whatever it is. That's my best guess, but that's based on really nothing but circumstance, so that's why I tried saving. So maybe that makes it so the autosave won't crash. I have no clue. Okay, there's the autosave, and it worked. Okay. I'm confused. Because I'm fairly certain it was that it crashed because it was attempting to autosave before, and I think that's a consistent issue. It's just not clear what actually causes it. I don't know. If it tries to autosave while something's building, it doesn't know what to do with it, so it crashes the game. It's definitely related to autosaves, I think. Based on the timing, I think that's almost certainly what it is. What precisely triggers that? I have no idea. But best guess is it's a result of autosaves. In some way. So we're gonna have to see. I expect that to be a persistent issue. I mean, okay, so if you don't know about this, you should actually go look it up because it's kind of interesting. People got way angrier about it than they had any right to, I think. There was no reason for all the outcry over this, but there was one point where I forget why. I don't know if they were just boasting randomly or if something spurred them to say this, but the Life is Feudal Forest Village devs at one point took some shots at Banished and said, oh, like, unlike certain other city builders or something like that, we continue working on our game. I don't know, man. And we had an update recently, so it's fair, I guess. We have steel and all that, so that's cool, but to me, this seems like there was a viewer who is in the Discord who mentioned, hey, there is an issue, you know, I'm getting the same crash. They're getting the same one I got, so this is, like, not just a small issue that I'm having and only me. It's not just me. It seems to be, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people. So, how can you be homeless? This is false. You are not homeless. Anyway. It's not just me, is the point. And if we've got 2 people here, I think there's a pretty small percentage of people who watch my videos who comment, and I think that's just, you know, that's how YouTube works. So, there's probably some other viewers out there who don't comment, and that's your prerogative, you don't need to comment, but there's probably some other viewers out there that are having the same issue, and they're having crashes, and, you know, it doesn't strike me as an issue that is rare. And it's been a couple weeks, and they haven't pushed any updates, and I bet you it has to do with the autosave. And I have a hard time imagining that it has to do with anything else. Based on what I'm seeing. So, basically what I'm getting at is I wonder how much work they're putting into this at this point, because I believe they actually are working on a lot of different games. If you haven't looked into it, there's a lot of Life is Feudal properties. Sorry if the audio is really loud, but actually let me do something about that, because this is getting frustrating even. Wow, okay. It's already quite low. I see it on the OBS preview, and the thunder is like super loud, so sorry about that. I don't know if it's like drowning out my voice or anything. That's not something I want, but I tend to misjudge the OBS audio preview, so I don't know. Who knows? I turned off the filter I usually have on it because I was talking to a friend of mine during the stream today. Anyway, given that this seems to be, and I could be talking out my ass, I may not know what the hell I'm talking about, but given that this seems to be a relatively obvious issue, and a relatively, like, not consistent, but common issue, I guess, based on the fact that someone in my chat brought it up, it seems to me that if they were putting a lot of work into the game, they would know about it and be doing something about it. And it doesn't seem that they are. So I'm slightly... Why is it going... What? Why is the number... But why is it going down? That's not how that's supposed to work. Okay, now it's not going... What was going on there? That was weird. It was like, no, you're putting buckets on it, but they don't count. That was really weird. Okay, I don't know what the hell was going on there. That was just bizarre. By the way, that makes me wonder about something. Can you build a well on pavement? You can. Okay, maybe it makes sense. You just dig through the pavement, so... Yeah, I'll give him that one. I think that's more logical than it seems at first blush. Oh, we're growing stuff fast. Thank you, agronomy. Agronomy? Agronomy? I'm gonna go with agronomy. Or just say botany, I think is maybe the more accurate way. This bothers me because this is stupid. There's no reason for this. This is about as far as any of these houses anyway, so I don't understand. Should not be having any kind of issue here. Anyway, as the new pavement finishes up, we are nearing being able to do another 2 blocks now, fully. So, actually really want to get this in. Whoa, okay, not what I intended. I forgot that these had levels to them as well. Do I want to do 3? Because the other... oh, damn it, they're slightly off. That's frustrating. So then that one would be there. Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted them to have a better outlet from that house when it's built. There we go. Midsummer, finish growing. Go ahead and harvest. Even though some of them are not anywhere close. Well, one of them isn't. I wonder what happened with that farm. Something wrong with it. I mean, I hope we're out of the woods on the crash, but I kind of feel like that's not likely. I don't really expect that to be the case. I'm sure it's going to continue for a while. And when I'm criticizing the support that they're giving the game post-launch, I don't really mean that too much, but if you're going to call out another dev and, like, stroke your ego publicly and be like, oh, look how much better we are. We're actually supporting our game. We're continuing development. Boy, like, you kind of got to put your money where your mouth is. And if you don't, then what may typically be fine, you know, games have bugs, stuff happens. But you've talked a big game now, and you kind of need to put up or shut up, so to speak, because you've singled yourself out as being good at something, and if you don't step up and deliver, you're kind of making yourself look like an idiot. So you can't just say that and walk away. Like, there's a follow-up that needs to come from that, and I don't necessarily think that they've been too slow to react to this issue, but it does the second you say something like that, and this is why I think you never say anything like that. You never fire shots at other devs or even anyone else in your industry. You never know when something's going to go wrong, and it's going to look like you're to blame. You never know when something's going to go wrong with your product. You never, like, say who's recently had a product recall. Ford, there were a couple of companies that had car companies that had recalls. Like Ford had a major thing where they killed some people because they had a faulty something, accelerator or something, or brake pad. I forget what it was. Something to do with one of the pedals, I think. And some people died over it. Imagine if Toyota the next day was like, oh yeah, we're gonna run a commercial that's like, hey, look, we're not gonna get you killed like Ford does. We're way better than them. And like poking fun at them and laughing at them for making a mistake. And then 2 years later, some people die because there's some defect with Toyota cars. That's not going to look good, even if it's a few years later. And this is much closer in proximity and admittedly far less serious, sure. But if you're going to talk shit, and I hope that doesn't get me demonetized, if you're going to talk smack, you need to back it up, and you can't just back it up once. Like, you have to keep backing it up, because the second you do anything that makes you look like a hypocrite, people are going to latch onto that, and they're not going to forget. People have long memories about that kind of thing, especially on the internet, because all it takes is one person like me remembering and then saying, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? And it's not necessarily fair to the developer, because I think if, say they put out a patch 2 weeks from now and fix the issue, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. This is not a game break. Yeah, it's frustrating, it's a problem, but it clearly isn't a consistent bug. Like, I'm playing right now, I've been playing for a while without it crashing. Sure, I had it crash after 5 minutes, but now it's been 10 more and it hasn't, or 15 more and it hasn't crashed yet. So, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily that big of a deal. It's just, all it is because they talk smack. If they hadn't done that, then there's no issue. So, I don't know. They gotta They gotta look at it. But they're working on other games too. The Life is Feudal product family, I guess, has a few other games. One's kind of like an MMO or something, and I don't know. I haven't looked at them. They really don't seem like my kind of game. This is the only one that I think I'm sort of into. But anyway, just an interesting thing. I think if they had a PR rep or someone working for them in that capacity, they might not say anything like that. The community manager probably, if they're good at their job, would never have said that. But I don't know, maybe... I don't know, I can't speak to what was going on there. Maybe they had some fans that were saying some things about Banished and how they ripped off Banished. I think that was something that was coming up, which I don't consider to be really fair to the devs of Life is Feudal Forest Village. They've taken... Sure, you could compare this to Banished all day, and yeah, there's a comparison to make there, but this is a better game than Banished. Banished did not go this far. And there's definitely flaws with this, and you could argue, hey, Banished is actually a really... I don't know if it's really... I haven't played it in a while. You could probably say it's a polished game. I think that's reasonably fair. I wouldn't say it's, like, incredibly polished, but it's, you know, it's reasonably polished. I'm trying to see if there's someone to take control of here. And there kind of isn't, so... Oh, here we go. Thank you. It's more polished than this game, I'll say that. I don't know that I ever had Banished crash on me, ever. No, that was a whiff. Nope. I threw it. I don't know if it matters what part of the animation they're in, but whatever. I have no idea if I've killed them all. There's gotta be one more, right? I think there were 4 and I killed 3. Killed a moose while we're here. See, but they'd be lighting that on fire, wouldn't they, if there were more? What's gonna happen is I've probably seen him, but I didn't see him. So, in the comments, someone's gonna be like, oh, you idiot, you missed it, and then with a timestamp or something. It's inevitable for YouTube. And or Twitch chat. Twitch isn't really that much different for that. Alright, that's fine. I think we got him. I don't know that for a fact, but we're just going to let them put out the fire now. This should be fine. This is an easy one to put out. But yeah, I don't know. You don't talk smack like that because it backfires too easily. And actually, you know what a really good example would be? You don't talk smack about the whole situation EA's in if you're a developer. You can if you're not a developer, but if you're a developer, you could easily... I think it's very easy to avoid being as bad as EA was with Battlefront. But there's... oh, damn it. Well, 10 people are going to die. Sorry, 20 people are going to die. You know what? I'm okay with that. Screw up. It's easy not to screw up as much as EA did. But it's also easy to get close enough that people are going to draw comparisons. Probably unfairly. But they're still going to draw the comparisons, and fair or not doesn't enter into the conversation at all. It's not about fair. It's about what people say and think. And if you do something that makes people say and think that you're not equal, but, you know, hey, this is a problem. And you look at Overwatch, basically. Yeah, the boxes are cosmetic only. I recently, Total Biscuit tweeted that actually they weren't going to be. The business group... the business people in Overwatch actually wanted it to be character unlocks through loot boxes, which would have been horrible. It would have ruined the game, I think. Even there, even with just cosmetics, you can make a strong argument that that's a problem because they're preying on a gambling thing, and, you know, that's something that's regulated in a lot of places. Pretty much everywhere, actually. So, is it okay if it's not affecting the game as far as gameplay goes? I don't know. Clearly the developer, clearly Blizzard, clearly everyone who does loot boxes feels there's some amount of value associated with them because they are charging for them. How can you charge for something with no value? Inherently they're saying, hey, this is worth this much. So at that point, you know, what happens if they're catching flack now, and I don't think they've said anything about EA. What happens if they had? What happens if they said, hey, oh, look, we're so above them. Look how we do loot boxes. We're so much better. And then you have people coming back and saying, well, actually, you guys are kind of preying on gambling addiction, too. And there's whales that have spent thousands of dollars on Overwatch, probably. And that's not a small group of people either, I don't think. It's a pretty damn big game with a very rabid fan base. So it's reasonable to think that they probably have spent a ton of money on it. Anyway, this is a much longer conversation for another time, but it's just, you don't talk smack. It's a bad idea. It always blows up in your face, and I think you could probably find some people calling out the Life is Feudal devs if they're experiencing... If you experience this bug and you read that comment, I think that's the first place your mind goes, which is where mine went, which is the entire reason we're having this conversation. So anyway, is it fair to the devs? Probably not. I think this is a totally reasonable situation. It all comes down to the fact that they talk smack. That's all it is. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us the next one as well. If you did enjoy it, feel free to come by twitch.tv/electronicmoose, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. PST, 9 to 11 p.m. EST. Check out a stream if you like. If not, thanks for watching here on YouTube all the same, and I'll see you next time. Take care.